Hola a todos, soy Mike. En el video de hoy vamos a hablar acerca del dativo de interés. Hi everybody, this is Mike. In this video, we're going to talk about the dative of interest in Spanish. In Spanish, the dative of interest, also known as the ethical dative, is used to show that the subject of a sentence is not only performing the action, but also getting a personal benefit or maybe being affected by the action itself. That's something that we do a lot in Spanish. So this is achieved by adding a reflexive pronoun to the sentence. A regular sentence, we add the reflexive pronoun, and then it becomes a sentence with the dative of interest. The dative of interest adds the sense of personal involvement or benefit to an action. It's like saying that someone does something for themselves, even though the verb would be perfectly fine without this reflexive pronoun in the sentence itself. In English, this kind of nuances are not always expressed directly as they are in Spanish. In Spanish, we add the reflexive pronoun, and this makes the sentence more personal, emphasizing that the action is done with some kind of personal interest. So let's check this example. We have Juan lee un libro, which is Juan reads a book. The sentence states that Juan reads a book. That's it. But in Spanish, we can also say Juan se lee un libro. And it's also Juan reads a book. But it's pretty much like Juan reads a book for himself. Here, se, the reflexive pronoun, you see the difference between Juan lee un libro, Juan se lee un libro. Here, se shows that Juan is reading the book for his own benefit. It's possibly implying that he enjoys it or that it's an activity that he's doing for himself. Now, here, of course, we need to use the reflexive pronouns for the dative of interest. The reflexive pronouns are me for I. For example, yo me tomo un café. Yo tomo un café, yo me tomo un café. I drink a coffee, right? Te, for use, informal, singular. Close relationships, like tú. Tú compras un carro. You buy a car. Tú te compras un carro. You buy a car. The dative of interest. Se is used for he, she, it, they, and you, both formal, singular, and plural. Usted, ustedes. So I can say, él come una pizza, he eats a pizza, él se come una pizza, or ella se come una pizza, or ellos se comen una pizza, ellas se comen una pizza, or ustedes se comen una pizza. Same thing. And nos for we. We say, nosotros nos leímos un libro. We read a book. Nosotros leímos un libro. We read a book. Nosotros nos leímos un libro. We read a book. We read ourselves a book, like that kind of nuance. So the construction. Let's break down how this construction changes the meaning of a sentence. So if we have the sentence without the dative of interest, with no reflexive pronoun, we have María compra un carro. María buys a car. The action is stated. María buys a car. That's it. María compra un carro. But if we add the dative of interest, María se compra un carro, that's an extra layer of meaning here. María buys the car for her own benefit. Perhaps maybe she really wanted it, or maybe she really needed it, or it was like a gift that she gave to herself. All of those nuances and subtleties are expressed through that se. That gives that extra information, those extra layers of meaning. So the reflexive pronoun adds a touch of personal involvement to the action. Now, let's check some examples, everyday examples, and see this. Yo me cocino algo rico. I cook something delicious for myself. The emphasis is that I'm cooking this for my own enjoyment, right? Tú te ves una película. You watch a movie for yourself. You're not just watching a movie. You're doing it because it's something you want to enjoy personally. Ellos se comen una pizza. They eat a pizza for themselves. The reflexive se here shows that they're ordering the pizza, they're eating the pizza for themselves, like for their own satisfaction, for their own enjoyment. And nosotros nos tomamos un vino. We have a wine. We drink a wine, a cup of wine or some wine for ourselves. Again, here the dative of interest emphasizes the personal benefit of the action. Now, most likely, you will most often hear the dative of interest in informal speech in Spanish. It adds warmth, expressiveness to everyday conversations. We do that a lot, particularly when people are talking about things that they do themselves, for their own enjoyment or satisfaction or benefit. Whether it's eating, drinking, buying, or watching something. We do that a lot. Yo me hago un café. I'm making myself a coffee. I make a coffee for myself. This sounds much more casual and personal than simply saying, yo hago un café para mí. In Spanish, I can say yo hago un café para mí, but it's way more natural and casual saying yo me hago un café. So in informal context, we Spanish speakers love to give emphasis when we are personally involved in an action, especially when it's something that we enjoy or do for ourselves. Now, there's something that is called accidental forms, and I have a video about that. Please check the video if you haven't. And accidental constructions use dative of interest. That's very important there. So, an accidental constructions in Spanish are sentences that we use in order to describe unintentional actions or events, where the focus is on the result of the action rather than who performed the action. It's like, oh, that wasn't my fault. I'm not to blame about this. This construction suggests that something happens to the person rather than being caused by the person. Like when I say, se me olvidaron las llaves. It's like an intentional. I forgot the keys. Olvidé las llaves. Intentional. Se me olvidaron las llaves. So as you can see, we have the dative pronouns. Se me olvidaron. And there's a marker here. Se. So this kind of constructions are formed using the dative of interest. The dative of interest here makes reference to the use of the indirect object pronouns. Me, te, le, nos, les, that indicate who is affected by the action. So, if you want to go in deep about this subject, please watch the video that I just made about dative of interest and accidental constructions. So here, dative of interest is a very important part of accidental constructions. Now, we can make some mistakes, or maybe there could be misunderstandings when using the dative of interest. So the dative of interest is a common and useful structure in Spanish. That's for real. But it's important not to overuse it, or maybe not to misuse it. A frequent mistake learners make is to add the reflexive pronoun whatever is not needed to everything. Okay, I'm gonna start adding the pronoun. And maybe that's gonna make a sentence sound weird or unnatural. So here, I can say, I called a cab. Yo llamé un taxi. And then you feel the urge of saying, okay, yo me llamé un taxi. No, that sounds weird. That doesn't work. So in this case, the dative of interest is of no use. So you're gonna think, how can I practice then the dative of interest? Well, try writing simple sentences into sentences with dative of interest, and sentences that you feel that you can get a benefit or being affected by the action. So let's say, ella lee un libro, she reads a book. Yo compro una camisa, I buy a shirt. Tú ves una película, you watch a movie. Él toma un café, he drinks a coffee. Nosotros comemos una pizza, we drink a pizza. We eat a pizza, sorry. I was thinking about drinking. Okay, so in the case of she reads a book, ella lee un libro, ella se lee un libro. That's perfect. Yo compro una camisa, I buy a shirt, yo me compro una camisa. Perfect. Te ves una película. Tú ves una película. You watch a movie. Tú te ves una película. Perfect. Él toma un café, he drinks a coffee. Él se toma un café. Perfect. Nosotros comemos una pizza. We eat a pizza. Nosotros nos comemos una pizza. Perfect. So that's a way of doing that. So by adding the dative of interest, you can add more expressiveness. You can add warmth to your Spanish sentences. And it's a great way to connect with the language on a deeper level. It's a structure that we use a lot. So what's the deal? This is pretty easy. Start writing your own sentences, converting casual sentences to sentences with the dative of interest. If there's something that you don't understand, watch the video as many times as you need. And if you're still in doubt, leave a comment. I'll reply as soon as possible. Now, what you're going to do then? Read a lot. Read a lot, because by reading, you're going to start getting a hold on in which occasion, under what circumstances we use that dative of interest. You're gonna get used to that. That's gonna be like easier to understand. So read a lot. Then watch movies, listen to podcasts, news, interviews, series, and of course, after you've done everything, speak a lot. Try to speak and use. Don't worry about making mistakes. If you're talking to a native speaker, and if you say something weird, maybe you're gonna get corrected, maybe not, but don't worry, that's not gonna be the end of it. So that's the best way to do it. So I hope you like this, you like the video. If you like the video, you know what to do. Please share with your friends, group, social media, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, click the bell button in order to get notifications, because we're posting videos on a weekly basis. So, and remember, pretty much every week on Tuesdays around 6:30 p.m. Colombian time, I go live and we review whatever we have learned in the past videos. So if you want to be there, sure, that would be great. But remember, if you have questions there and you want to chat, to be in the chat, you have to be a subscriber. That's for free. Subscribing is for free. You just click on the bell button and that's gonna be it. And you're gonna be able to do that. So I hope this has been helpful. Spanish can be difficult, but it's not impossible. These are the little subtleties and nuances that can make it harder for non-native speakers, of course, to learn the language, but it's not impossible. And the practice makes perfect, but be careful. Perfect kills good. So don't worry about making mistakes. Study a lot, practice a lot, and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, see you later, study much, estudien mucho, sigan aprendiendo, sigan estudiando y nos vemos en una próxima ocasión. Bye bye.